Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's at Thor News, and I'm talking to you about some very serious shit that nobody else is going to be talking to you about. Yay, lucky me. Okay, we're going to flash back to July 12th, which is pretty much exactly 2 weeks ago, when I was announcing, oh, everybody's talking about this giant, stupid-ass iceberg, which you'll never see. What is really important is that 2.2 million people had been displaced by floods in Asia, and that included China, Japan, and India. And like 83 people down-thumbsed it because I guess they thought I was saying that the iceberg caused those floods, which I didn't say, but a lot of people like to comment without actually watching the video, because that's how America is nowadays. Everybody just likes to have their opinion without doing any research. So we're going to now go over here, where, so in just 2 short weeks, the flooding in China is now up to 12 million people. Okay, like we're watching this temple sink into the ocean because the water levels are rising. So yeah, so if you, over 12 million people have been displaced from their homes due to torrential rains in China. So that doesn't even count Japan, which was at like 500,000 last time I checked, and India, which was at like hundreds of thousands. That's just China. So we've gone from 2.2 million people displaced from their homes in Asia to over 12 million people displaced from their homes in China in 2 weeks. So this is a major, serious situation. And like if we go over to here, this is total cloud water. And look, the situation's not getting better. The situation's only getting worse. One of these typhoons is set to hit the Philippines, and this pattern's not really moving. It's just kind of hovering there. And that, you know, that, and if you look it up in here, Asia flooding, Asia underwater, they're not even saying, oh, by the way, 12 billion people are at risk. It's saying here that 12 million people are at risk. It's saying here, Asia flood crisis, how 137 people's lives are being put at risk because of climate change. So, you know, we've been in this battle argument for, I don't know, 8 years now. Climate change, not climate change, but global warming. Like, everybody's screaming at each other. Nobody's listening to each other. So by putting 137 million people's lives at risk because of climate change, instead of 12 million people displaced, people are kind of like glossing over the story, not even looking at it. They're, oh, we've heard this before. You know, yeah, you keep telling us in 100 years, blah, blah, blah. So, like, you know, people keep getting upset when I say that Trump is there to distract you from the weather. It's crystal clear. You know, the next video I do will touch a little more on that. But, yeah, in the pattern we're seeing in the ocean right now, they had, what, 8 to 13 typhoons, cyclones, and hurricanes in the Pacific. This pattern is going to shift the end of August, September to the Atlantic. So, you know, the massive weather damage, the massive flooding, it's just going to keep getting worse. And so everybody's arguing over the dumbest shit, and like, I don't even know what to say. You know, like I said, I don't even know. My next story is going to be pretty dangerous, but I'll tell it anyways. So yeah, that's just it, guys. You know, straight up, we've seen 2.2 million flooding number in Asia go to 12 million people alone. All right? Now, so, and I've said before that for Donald Trump and the media to keep you guys distracted, they're going to have to keep, it's called the law of diminishing returns. They're going to keep having to come up with freakier, crazier stories that distract everybody and polarize everybody one way or another. Look at that infrastructure damage right there. And so, like, it was a genius move for them to ban transgenders from the military. Like, literally, I don't want to talk about that. You know, like, that is the red herring. That is the thing. That is the squirrel distractor. Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. You know? And so everybody's one way or the other on the subject. And if you have to know, yeah, sure. They're soldiers, man. If they think they're men or women, they're free to think that. And so, you know, but that is not the issue. The issue is they're just doing it to distract you. That's it. That's the only reason. Can you think of any other logical reason in the state climate today? I mean, I don't want to get into it, but you know, anyway, but that's where we're at. And so it's increasingly harder for me to stay happy or stay positive or make jokes. Like, man, it's very, I don't know, it's clear to me what is going on, and nobody else seems to believe it. That's okay. I mean, you know, whatever. Anyway, like I said, if you want me to continue Thor news, I gotta pay my rent this month. It's only what, $575? Like, literally, for me to live, it's like $900 a month, $1,000 max, cigarettes. So I don't know. If I can't keep my channel running, I guess I'll go make a steady job and back to being happy, at least till the world ends. All right, peace out. I'll leave the PayPal link at the top of the video. All right. And if you don't like me, I really don't give a shit. I see millions of people dying in the near future. So how you feel about me doesn't really matter. All right? God bless everyone.